everyone, Jackie Ding here. Today at PhD Lab, we're doing something very special. We're reviving an old friend. Now the S2000 and I are going to be going on a super secret special adventure, quite an adventure, very soon. In order to get her ready, it really needs to undergo a whole entire rebuild, because what we're taking on this time is not a circuit, it's not time attack, it's not predictable, it requires flexibility, it requires strength, and it requires toughness. And you know what? This little car, through all this shit I've thrown at it, this little car has withstood it all. So I'm gonna take it as my partner over any Supra, over the 86s. This is my vehicle of choice. Now, there is one elephant missing in the room. It's got nothing underneath it. The entire drivetrain has been removed after the diff exploded in TMP. So we haven't touched it really since, except removing the engine, cleaning up the engine bay, which I spent a heck of a lot of time to clean all this up. Okay, look at this. That's white again. The point is there's quite a bit to do. And first off, we do need to get an engine for it. And lucky enough, look at what I have here. This right here is a K24A2. This is a RBB out of a TSX 06 to 08. So this is the slightly higher compression one that makes 205 horsepower at the crank from factory. Now this engine actually came from a JDM engine place literally down the street from us, not very far away. Stop. Go down. Plus, if I needed more, we can just go pick up another one. Now, obviously, swap cost is something that we have to consider, but for as much as the engine goes, this is a very good starting point. As we wait for more and more parts to roll in to prep on the S2000, we're gonna start on the engine. We're gonna start stripping apart the engine, stripping apart all of the accessories that we don't need, all the water pump housing, alternator, water pump, I think. Strip all that away. Intake manifold, we won't need that. Exhaust manifold, won't need that. Wiring harness, don't need that. Strip away all of these, exposes the essence of a K-Series. Now, this isn't the first time I've driven a K-Series, so I know exactly how well they handle. The Lights car holy fucking balls, this is crap! Was a K24Z, so it had like the single port. Whereas the F4 cars had the K20C1 minus turbo. Basically out of the Civic sidebar, you get the turbo off of it. So all of them are like really stout motors. So I know exactly how well this thing is gonna do, and that's gonna really wake it up. Of time has passed. This engine is actually really reasonably easy to work on. A lot of things came straight off, everything basically around the water pump housing, all the JDM stuff that we won't be keeping. We'll have the new water pump housing with new water pump and everything coming. But most of the wiring harnesses out. I'm gonna try and get these out, get this out, and then the wiring can just go away. We won't have to look at it anymore. And then it's just some pipes and certain things here and there. But we're getting close. That's a pretty proud moment. I'm happy with that. Everything was easy. None of the bolts really got seized except for the freaking exhaust manifold. I hate those things. But other than that, everything else was easy. More S2000 parts is coming. Mostly on that car, I think the car drove okay, apart from the diff blowing up. So I have a replacement diff for it already. Bash bars. We're gonna need bash bars. You'll see why. It'll be cool. It's very fun. Honestly though, I thought the water pump housing was gonna fight me more, but it came out pretty easily. The water pump itself was a hammer job. Thank you, hammer. And the rest was just a little bit of prying here and there, and then slowly get it out. So I think we're good. Hello. hello. I think injector we'll still have to use. Intake manifold, that's all gone. Water pump housing, that's gone. Alternator pulleys, that's gone. Throttle body, I don't think we'll need because we're going drive-by cable. So injectors is the only thing I see that we're gonna need. Realistically, wiring harness, we have new ones coming, so we don't need that. Yeah, I think injectors is all we need. This is the pile of parts for the S2000. The rest can be trashed shortly. Nice pen. Neat. Oh, they even had their logo on it. That's nice. Okay. Oh, it's baffled both ways. Ah. USDM water pump housing. Swivel neck for the lower thermostat housing. Thank you. Pulley, window tray, tensioner, random hardware, 50-degree VTC gear, Type S oil pump. This is like your go-to list.
There's 2 balance shafts inside.
But this one doesn't have any of that?
No balance shafts.
Yeah, look at that. More stuff has arrived at the lab from K-Power Industry, previously known as K Miata. They've expanded. Very thankfully, we have some very nice parts. This is very important actually. This is the K-Power universal swap harness. So these go into the ECU side, and then they go into one of the sides, and other signals come out. I don't know enough to talk more about that, but it's very useful. We need that. 74mm throttle body with a new throttle wheel, I believe. Super nice. And plus, it bolts right into this thing, the K Miata, K-Power intake manifold. Super nice design. Oh, I'm a fan. Just looks nice. Plus, it's gonna make a lot more power. So, it is neat. Comes with, this is the throttle cable relocation bracket, and some more intake manifold hardware kit that goes all along this way. This is the upper water neck, so it goes somewhere here, so we can plug it into the rear-wheel drive configuration. These are neat. Thank you very much, K-Power. Go on to the car next. I think that's gonna be a pretty good end to episode 1. The engine is almost mostly wrapped up already. Valve cover's back on. All of the accessory bits have been bolted back in. Look at all of these shiny new accessories. The water pump, alternator, tensioner, all brand new. Thank you to iRun OEM for helping us source all of these, including the Type S oil pump and all of the really intricate things that took a lot of back ordering, including the water pump as well. So big shout out to them. Unit 2 oil pan helps a lot in terms of oil baffling and a lot of the series you may the issues you may see with the K series and oiling issues. Supposedly this pan should be able to solve all of it. You know, the guys these guys have done a lot of Honda shit. James Houghton, his car, mostly by Mitch at Unit 2, especially even the TSX as well. So they know what they're doing. K-Power intake manifold is already on with the custom upper radiator water neck. I think ours is different because we didn't have as much things over on this end. It was a custom piece just so we don't have to run as much unnecessary plugs and stuff. So we're still waiting on the trans plate. As soon as we have the transmission plate, adapter plate, we'd be able to bolt the new clutch and flywheel on, and then the transmission, and then the engine mounts, which we have, and then drop it in the car, and then wiring harness is kind of on here already, and then plug everything back in, and it might be good to go. Fingers crossed. All right, thank you all very much for following along this S2000 revival, this S2K24 Tarmac Rally Special build. Super hyped, super keen to show you guys where exactly this is heading. Thank you so much. See you all.